Today's podcast is brought to you by StrongHeartAcademy.com, where no heart is no victory. We are also brought to you by BJJ to go. If you want to build your game and learn Jiu-Jitsu, go to bjjtogo.com. Hi, I'm Professor Mike Martin. I'm a third-degree black belt under Kyle Terra. I own and operate Strong Heart Martial Arts Academy. We teach Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and we're in North Phoenix at 32nd Street in Union Hills. If you ever want to try a class out, you can try a free trial on our website. Today, I want to talk about losing weight and gaining confidence. And it could be, just trying to get a little bit less weight, or you need to get a lot of weight off. A study was just put out this week about there's a 90% chance higher morbidity rate if you're overweight. So, I think this is kind of a known thing because you have higher risk of heart disease, higher risk of diabetes, and higher risk of cancer. And those are the big ones. Heart disease still kills thousands and thousands and thousands of people a year. And so when you're looking at your weight and you're trying to figure out, what do I need to do to cut this weight? And I would say working on doing things that are fun but are making you burn calories. I think some people make losing weight more complicated than it needs to be. The real thing is, in my opinion, is burn more calories than you consume. Okay? Now, if you come and do jiu-jitsu with us, I cannot make you eat what you need to eat in the correct amounts. Eating healthy. Those aren't things that we work on as much, but I can get you to burn the calories. Okay, so as long as you can get a very basic understanding of nutrition, you could start working on the burning the calories. Okay, the first thing, even with nutrition, that I like to do just for myself is I do a fast. I generally don't eat my first meal until 2 p.m. and then I'll eat basically 2 meals a day. So I eat at 2, lunch, and it's mostly protein and just water. And that sounds boring, but I feel the best when I do that. Sometimes I'll do vegetables and meat. And I found a restaurant near my academy that does shredded beef, and then I do scrambled eggs, and we put it together. And that might sound weird, but it tastes delicious, and I get a lot of protein that way, and it's very cheap. It's just basically 2 sides that they'll put together for me, and then you'll realize how much drinks cost you. So if you cut out drinks out of your diet when you go somewhere, either a restaurant, fast food, whatever, just don't get soda and don't get alcohol, and you will save a ton of money. You'll realize how much you're spending on that. And just be drinking water. So as much water as you can get in you a day, and then more meat. And I try not to eat a lot of bread carbohydrates. So the only carbohydrates I try to consume is through vegetables, but not through white breads. And that's about as simple as my diet gets. So at night I try to get a protein in, maybe a salad and some vegetables, and that'll be my meal for the night. And I feel fine. I feel full. Over time, if you consume a lot, you'll start consuming less because your stomach will just start to shrink on its own. So the trick, once you get that kind of routine down, and just every day do the thing. And I would eat, it can be boring, but eating the same thing is easy, so you don't have to guess. I used to go, oh man, I eat the same thing, but then I don't end up picking something that's unhealthy because I have to figure it out. There's other ways you could do meal plans. There's companies out there that will send you meals every day, and it's actually not too bad pricing. Just it's going to cost you if you prepare it yourself or not. If you can get someone else prepared or send it to your house and just basically warm it up, that's a great option also. Now, to the losing weight as far as training, okay, they say Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, you can burn 1,000 calories a class. That sounds like a lot, I understand. But it's because when you first start, you're a beginner and you're working harder than you need to. and you're going to be working really hard. And so you're just going to be burning a ton of calories because of that. The other thing I would say is because if you're wearing doing a gi class, the gi means uniform. It's a heavy uniform. It's cotton. It does breathe, but you're exercising with basically a jacket on, long sleeve jacket and pants. And some people wear a shirt underneath. I don't. If you're more uncomfortable, you can wear like a rash guard. But just the heat that's generated working out, and also why I'm saying you need to be drinking a ton of water so you're not getting dehydrated. I'm not a fan of dehydration. People cut weight for dehydration for tournaments, but as far as just like being healthy, you need to be hydrated as much as possible. We live in a desert in Phoenix, so I think maybe we're a little bit more understanding of hydration and the importance of it. But people sometimes in the winter, because it's beautiful out, it's not hot, people forget they need to keep drinking water, making sure you're hydrated. And that's going to help with the weight loss too. You also feel more full when you're just full of water. Your stomach will be full of water, okay? And you won't be as hungry. Sometimes I think people are dehydrated. They think they're hungry when they're really just thirsty. So I challenge you to drink way more water than you think you can. And I tell my athletes, like, try to drink a gallon a day, just because you're going to be sweating more than the average. I used to tell people like 8 glasses a day. Well, first of all, Arizona, you're sweating more than that. But then if you're an athlete, you're going to be sweating even more. You need to make sure you're being hydrated, and you'll have energy because you're hydrated. You could also get, like, oh, I need to eat something. I don't feel like I have energy. Sometimes it's just dehydration. Even headaches. You'll get headaches. Oh, I think I need to eat something. But a lot of times it's just you're dehydrated. So keep that hydration up, and then just coming in and training. And what I'll tell people when they're brand new is pick days and say, these are my days I do this. If you look at the schedule and go, I'll try to get into this week, and that's not a thing. I'll try to get into this week. You have to pick your days to say, okay, Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6 o'clock I'll be training. That's my advanced training. 6 a.m. That's perfect. I can get in a workout before I go to work. Strong Heart, we have showers here. You can get in, okay, Tuesday and Thursday, 6 a.m. You can get in 6 a.m., get your workout. It's an hour long. And the trick, I think, with the burning calories is doing something that's fun. I just get bored at the gym. I'll still work out at a gym. I work out with a guy that helps me out, but I do that once a week, and I just get bored with reps, like counting reps. Okay, now we're going to do this. Now we go to the next thing. It's just very monotonous, and you're doing it on your own a lot. And so I find when you're in a group setting, there's just more camaraderie, and then for me, it helps me push a little bit more and try a little harder, because there's a little bit of competition going on, but also camaraderie. Like, we're also supporting each other. Hey, man, you're doing great. I have so many guys have lost a lot of weight. I posted a little meme, not a meme, like a little thing that said, thumbnail that was talking about that study, and I had one student, he was just talking about how much weight. I think it was up to 80 pounds he lost. I had another student, he said since he's been here, he's lost 20 pounds. They were just posting off of what I did on social media, and I was like, that's awesome. I want to support people that are trying to get their weight loss goals and meet those weight loss goals. And I think the biggest thing is just making sure you're having fun, though. Like, cardio is not fun, but if it's like, oh, I like soccer, then that makes sense. Just do soccer. Just play soccer. Play in a league. Play basketball. Play. It's play instead of work. You're thinking of it like work. Oh, work is hard. I don't want to do work. Your mind is constantly trying to get away from pain and discomfort. And so if you can do something that's fun, and you have the camaraderie, people helping, pushing you, encouraging you to lose weight, encouraging you to do your best. The guy that was, posted that he lost all this weight, I think he lost it up to 80 pounds. He was just saying, like, we would encourage him all the time. Chris, you're looking great, man. Like, and he was like, oh, I lost this much, and then he had goals set for himself of training, and I don't think he did much with his diet. It was almost all jiu-jitsu, and his diet hasn't cleaned up, I think what he was drinking, he stopped, more water, but other than like actual food that he's eating, I don't think he changed a ton. And my other student said he didn't change anything. He just kept doing whatever he's doing, but now he's working out. So, at least your body's going to burn off some of the calories you ingested for the day. You could count calories too. Try to get under 2,000 a day. I don't count much calories. I just try to stick with meat and vegetables, and that seems to help me a lot and feel like I'm recovering and feeling healthy. And whenever I know if I start gaining a little bit of weight, I'm like, okay, I'm probably eating too many sweets or something like that, too much soda. That's my what would you say that? My vice is soda, and just all the sugar is just nonsense. So I'll try to cut that out, and I tend to lose weight pretty quickly just with that. Just drink more water again. But jiu-jitsu it's going to be hard but fun. And, when you're doing hard things and it's just hard, it's hard to push yourself to work hard. But when it's fun, you're like, oh, jiu-jitsu is going to be fun. I can't wait to go there, And it's just easier to go work out when it's fun and it's something that you enjoy doing. And then when you add in that camaraderie, people that are there also working hard and trying to help you out, encourage you, and then you have like the competition with each other, trying to do better against each other. It's just that stuff's fun. It's a game. It's play, and we do better when we do play. We learn things better when we do play, and I think we work better when it's play and it's enjoyable. And you find yourself being able to do so much more when it's enjoyable because we seek pleasure. Okay, so even though it's hard, it's pleasurable. You're getting pleasure out of it, and your mind almost gets tricked. Oh, this is fun. But I do recommend that you got to pick your days. You got to say, this is the day and this is the time I do my thing, whatever it is, whatever your thing you're going to do to lose weight. I highly recommend Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu because you can burn so many calories. But, whatever is going to work for you is important, and that you're enjoying it. It is a pleasure to do, even though it is difficult and hard. And difficult things can be pleasurable if you're having fun and you enjoy it. And you got to find ways to enjoy things. And, some people enjoy the gym. That's just fine. You enjoy running. I don't enjoy running. I hate running. It is not enjoyable for me. I don't get the zone. None of that stuff. It is a chore. But jiu-jitsu has always been fun. Grappling has always been fun. And then before that, when I was young, it was basketball. I used to love playing basketball. I could play for hours. Because it was just fun. I love doing it. I never thought about how much I'm sweating and how much calories I'm burning and all that kind of stuff. I was just, man, this is fun, and I like to get after it. And so, when you're trying to look for things and you're looking for ways, man, I got to get my health under control, find something that's fun, pick your routine, and stick with your routine. And routine will take over for the discipline and the motivation. Once you get the routine, even the days that you don't want to go, you've picked your routine. You go, well, this is what I do on these days. And you got to tell your family, so they know, hey, don't ask me to do something on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Don't ask me to do something on Mondays and Wednesdays because this is my day. I got to take care of myself. And sometimes we forget to take care of ourselves because, we put others before us. And that's a great thing. But if we break down, then we can't do the things we want to do for our families or friends. And that's one thing that I realized over the years is if you break yourself down, you won't be there for your family, and if you love your family, you want to be there for your family. So you got to take care of yourself too. And, maybe you need to explain that to your spouse too. Hey, I got to go get mine in. And I think a family will appreciate it, that you're trying to be healthy and for them, not that it's not for yourself also, but so many times people think of being healthy just as, oh, I want to look good in the mirror. And that's great. And that'll gain your confidence. You're gaining confidence because, man, I feel so much better. Less weight on my knees, less weight on my joints and my feet, and less injuries. And I don't feel so. I have more energy. I'm less sluggish. And that'll just gain your confidence. Even your face will change, the shape of your face, because of you're losing weight. You see your jawline a little bit more. And I think that increases your confidence as well. And then, if you're someone that likes to buy clothes, you have an excuse to buy new clothes because now your clothes don't fit and you got to get a little slimmer fit because everything's kind of hanging off you. And, those things feel great. and you're going to gain confidence from that. So just in conclusion, I would recommend trying to find something that's fun, pick a routine, drink lots of water, stick with meat and vegetables, keep it simple. Try to get away from the white starches and the carbohydrates, which is like bread, pasta, rice, those type of things. I know I love them, but if you can cut that out, you will cut quite a bit of weight just from that. And no starvation, nothing like that. You don't need to fast. I was talking about fasting. You could do breakfast still, but keep it to like eggs. Keep it to oats, things like that. If you're taking a ton of carbohydrates in the mornings, you can burn it. But if you overdoing it, you get like 8 pancakes, with syrup and butter. That's a lot of carbohydrates and a lot of sugar. That's gonna be hard to burn off in the day. So just keep those advice. Hopefully, this guy's helped you out. If you're trying to on the fence of like, hey, what should I do? Check us out, strongheartacademy.com. We're in North Phoenix, right by the 101 and 51. So almost anywhere in Phoenix, you can get here in like 20 minutes. So if you want to ask any questions, you can always call or email the school, and we'll get back to you pretty quickly. I do encourage trying a class out, and generally we'll go back and forth and then answer any questions off of that. We do have fundamental classes that'll help you, so you don't feel like you'll be overwhelmed with, this is too intense. It's not going to be too intense. We're gonna help walk you into this. You don't have to start running into it head first. There's no reason to get injured or overdo it, but slow progress is progress, and you got to start. So a journey of 1,000 steps still starts with one step. So you got to start. I encourage you as soon as possible, book a time, try out a class, and get yourself on a journey to lose weight and gain confidence. Peace.
Let me talk for just a second, help me feel that sense of rhythm. Find the meanings in our bearings and discover this position as a stage along the way. Another rung to the ladder, either stalling or you're climbing, and I'd rather beat the ladder. Instead of getting fatter, let the footsteps resume naturally.